I'm Matthew, and I've spent more than 10 years implementing and administering CMMS systems. One thing I've learned, technology usually isn't the first thing that breaks. It's the process around it. Today I want to have a consulting conversation about smart devices. Now, before anybody starts sharpening their pitchforks, this episode is about the pros. Next week, we're going to have a very different conversation. Because after more than 10 years of doing this, I've learned that there are few absolutes in maintenance. Sometimes the right answer for one organization is the wrong answer for another. Sometimes it's even the wrong answer for the same organization years later. People change, processes change, technology changes. That's why I don't start with solutions. Anybody can give you an answer. I'm more interested in asking the right question first. Tell me if I'm wrong about this. When one of your technicians finishes a repair, they don't actually finish the work order where they finished the work. They walk back to the maintenance shop, they wait for an available computer, they log into the CMMS, and then they try and remember everything they just did. If that's how your shop works, you're not alone. I've seen this movie more times than Star Wars. I just don't get a medal from Princess Leia at the end. Here's where I think we get it backwards. We hire technicians because they're good at fixing equipment. Then we ask them to become historians. What part number did you use? How long were you there? Did you notice anything else? Did it make any unusual noises? An hour later, maybe a half shift later, sometimes the next day, they're trying to remember details that were crystal clear while they were standing in front of the equipment. That's not because they're lazy, that's because they're human. Think about your own day. If I asked you what you had for lunch 3 Tuesdays ago, you'd probably have no idea. But if I asked you while you were sitting at the restaurant, you could probably tell me every topping you have on your burger. Maintenance documentation works exactly the same way. The closer you document the work to when it actually happened, the better your maintenance history becomes. And here's the part I think we sometimes forget. Good technicians don't wake up in the morning thinking, you know what? I'm going to document some terrible work orders today. They wake up wanting to fix equipment. If documenting the repair becomes the hardest part of the job, guess what usually gets the least attention? The documentation. That's not a people problem. That's a process problem. And when we improve the process, good people usually give us better information. So why does this matter? Because I don't think we're talking about smart devices. I think we're talking about building a maintenance ecosystem. An ecosystem where good people, good processes, and good technology all work together. Smart devices are just one part of that ecosystem. And when they're implemented well, they stop feeling like technology. They simply become another tool you reach for without even thinking about it. That's where I want to take this conversation. Let me throw something at you. If I walked into your maintenance shop tomorrow and asked, why do you want smart devices? I'd bet I'd hear the same answer from 9 out of 10 maintenance managers. They'll save us time. And they're not wrong. But I don't think that's the biggest benefit. Not even close. I think the biggest benefit is removing friction. Let me ask you something. How many times have you had to log back into your computer because the screen timed out? You know the routine. You type your password, you wait for it to boot up, finally you're back in. Maybe it takes 5 seconds. Big deal, right? But let's do a little maintenance math. 5 seconds. 1,000 times over the course of the year. And that's almost an hour and a half. 83 minutes just logging back into your computer. 5 seconds doesn't sound like much until you pay for it 1,000 times. It's kind of like buying coffee every morning, except this one doesn't come with a cute smile from the goth barista. Here's the thing. I'm not trying to save you 5 seconds. I'm trying to eliminate 5-second problems that happen 1,000 times. Walking back to the shop, waiting for an available computer, logging in, looking for a pen, re-entering the same information, waiting for someone else to type your notes into the CMMS. None of those things sound like a big deal until you add them together. That's when they become expensive. I've said it before, people follow the path of least resistance. If documenting the repair is easy, usually you get better documentation. If documentation is difficult, well, you usually get fixed. Thanks, Carl. That's going to be incredibly helpful 6 months from now. We spend thousands of dollars on CMMS, thousands more implementing it. We build reports, dashboards, KPIs, AI integrations, and then the most important part of the entire work order says, fixed. Well, I guess we can close that investigation, Scooby-Doo. Mystery solved. That's why I don't think the biggest benefit is speed at all. I think it's accuracy. Accuracy creates better work orders. Better work orders create a better CMMS. A better CMMS creates better decisions. That's your ecosystem. One small improvement supporting another, until the entire maintenance program gets stronger. So here's something I'd like you to think about. Don't ask yourself, would smart devices save us time? Ask yourself, where is the friction stealing time today? I think that's a much better question. And speaking of smart devices, I think most organizations are only using about 10% of what these things can actually do. Let's talk about that. Here's something I've noticed. We keep calling these phones. Even my mom knows this is a phone. Love you, Ma. But I don't really think that's what it is anymore. I think this might be one of the most underutilized maintenance tools in your entire building. It just happens to make phone calls. And honestly, that's probably the least interesting thing about it. Let's stop calling it a phone for a minute. Let's call it what it really is. It's a camera. It's a video camera. It's a flashlight. It will scan QR codes. It'll scan barcodes. It's got a GPS. It sends emails. It gives you access to the internet. It has dictation. It has text replacement. It can pull up an owner's manual. It can pull up a parts breakdown. It can email the OEM part number to your storeroom. It'll slice, it'll dice, it'll make julienne fries. Still can't find that screwdriver Carl borrowed from you in 2018 though. Oh, and it also happens to run your CMMS. None of these things by themselves are revolutionary, but when they work together, that's your ecosystem. A smart device doesn't create a great work order. It makes it easier for a great technician to create one. Better work orders create a better CMMS. A better CMMS creates better decisions. Let's talk about dictation for a second. Tell me if I'm wrong about this. Your technicians probably didn't get into maintenance because they love typing. They're standing in a mechanical room. It's 95 degrees. They're sweating their ass off. Their hands are dirty. Maybe they're still wearing gloves. The last thing they want to do is to type a novel on the screen the size of a Pop-Tart. So don't make them. Hit the microphone, talk. Replace number 2 belt drive, adjusted belt tension, verified pulley alignment, tested the unit under load, returned equipment to service. Done. 15 seconds. And chances are they documented more than they would have if they had typed out every word. Every now and then, sure, it'll misspell a ducking word. Technology likes to keep us humble. But I'd rather spend 5 seconds fixing one word than spend the next 5 years trying to figure out what somebody meant by fixed. Here's one of my favorite productivity tricks when it comes to mobile devices. Text replacement. On my phone, if I type @ air handler, it automatically fills in most of my air handler PM completion comments. Talks about the belts, the bearings, the filters, the coils, electrical connections, drain pan, condensate line, motor operation, most of the repetitive stuff. It's already there. Then I spend my time documenting what was different about this PM, not typing the same paragraph for the 100th time. That's another example of the economy of clicks. Let the technology handle the repetitive work. You handle the thinking. And don't stop at your CMMS. Need the owner's manual? Pull it up. Need the parts breakdown? Pull it up. Need to verify an OEM part number? Pull it up. Then you can email it to the storeroom before you even leave the mechanical room. That's your ecosystem working together. Look, let's be honest for a second. Your technicians already have smartphones. And if they can spend an hour figuring out which quarterback they're drafting for their fantasy football season that they're eventually going to finish 4th in, they can spend 30 seconds looking up how to PM a standpipe, or finding the owner's manual, or pulling up the parts breakdown. I'm not asking them to learn some revolutionary new technology. I'm asking them to use technology they're already comfortable with, to become even better technicians. And who knows, maybe this year they'll finally finish third. But having all of these tools doesn't automatically give you a better process. Let me tell you something I saw years ago that illustrates exactly what I mean. I was at a client years ago, just watching people work. I wasn't there to solve a problem. I wasn't even looking for one. Sometimes you learn the most by keeping your mouth shut. The administrative assistant printed out a work order, handed it to the technician. The technician did the work. They finished the repair. They filled out the completion comments on the paper work order and handed it back to the administrative assistant. The administrative assistant entered everything into the CMMS. Then the CMMS administrator reviewed it, changed the status to administratively closed. And then the work order was finally complete. I remember sitting there thinking, how many people does it take to close one work order? 3 apparently. 3 people touched the information that only one of them actually knew. Everybody else was just retelling it. And here's the important part. Nobody was doing anything wrong. The technician followed the process. The administrative assistant followed the process. The CMMS administrator followed the process. The process was the problem. Good people trapped inside a process that created unnecessary work. Now imagine the same repair with a well-implemented smart device. The technician finishes the repair, snaps a picture, dictates the completion comments, looks up the OEM part number if they need it, attaches the photo, it's complete, done. The story stayed with the person who actually lived it. But here's what I love. We didn't just make life easier for the technician, we made life easier for everybody else. Betty in the office doesn't have to spend her afternoon typing somebody else's work order. She can spend that time helping a customer, solving another problem, or I don't know, 5 extra minutes on Pinterest? Thank you, Betty. You're a CMMS administrator? They shouldn't be acting like a human keyboard. Let completed work orders land on a dashboard. Review them, coach when needed, catch exceptions, improve data quality. That's work only they can do. Retyping someone else's notes? Isn't. See what just happened? That's your ecosystem. The technician benefits, Betty benefits, the CMMS administrator benefits. The planner will benefit because they're planning with better information. The supervisor benefits because they're spending less time chasing answers. Management benefits because they're making decisions with better data. And 6 months from now, the next technician benefits because now they have a complete maintenance history. And here's the funny part. That next technician just might be you. We've all walked back to a piece of equipment and thought, now what did I do the last time I was here? Now you know, because past you took care of future you. We talk a lot on this channel about the economy of clicks, getting the most value from the fewest actions. I think this is another one. Don't use people to connect systems that should already be connected. Every handoff is another opportunity for something to be forgotten, misunderstood, mistyped, delayed, or administratively closed. The fewer handoffs, the better your information usually becomes. And while we're at it, stop killing all the damn trees. Think about what we're doing. We use technology to create a paperwork order. Somebody writes on the paper, then somebody else uses technology to put the paper back into the technology. Do you see how backwards this is? We actually reversed the technology just so we can finish the repair. Then we reintroduced the technology just to finish the work order. That's workflow heresy if you ask me. Somewhere there's a printer wondering, what did I ever do to deserve this? Here's your homework. Follow one work order from beginning to end. Every time it changes hands, draw another arrow. Then ask yourself, which one of these handoffs actually create value? And which ones only exist because that's how I've always done it. But even if you've eliminated unnecessary handoffs, there's still one question left. What happens when you don't know the answer? Can I admit something? I don't know everything. I know. Shocking, right? And neither do you. Neither does your best technician. Every one of us eventually stands in front of a piece of equipment and thinks, well, that's new. One of the greatest lessons I learned in the Army had nothing to do with maintenance. The Army has thousands of standard operating procedures, field manuals, and Army regulations. Thousands. Nobody expects you to memorize all of them. They expect you to know how to find the information when you need it. That lesson has stayed with me my entire career. I think we accidentally put too much pressure on technicians sometimes. We expect them to know every owner's manual, every wiring diagram, every torque specification, every manufacturer's recommendation. That's not realistic. Experience isn't knowing everything. Experience is knowing how to find the right answer. That's another reason I like smart devices. They put an incredible amount of knowledge right here in your pocket. Need the owner's manual? There. Parts breakdown? It's in there. Need a service bulletin? It's in there. You don't have to know everything. You just have to know how to find it. Looking something up isn't cheating. It isn't weakness. It isn't inexperience. It's learning. Every manual you read, every wiring diagram you study, every service bulletin you find, every repair video that teaches you something becomes part of your experience. We don't reinvent the wheel every time we need one. We build on everything that came before us. Maintenance should work exactly the same way. The smartest technician in the shop isn't the one who knows everything. It's the one who never stops learning. Smart devices don't replace experience, they accelerate it. And that's a tool worth having if it fits your operation. So, if I walked into your maintenance shop tomorrow, here's the one thing I'd ask you to do first. Don't buy a thing. Don't schedule a bunch of meetings. Don't ask for next year's budget to be increased thousands of dollars. Just follow one work order. From the moment it's created until it's closed. Count every click, count every handoff, count every place where somebody has to stop, walk somewhere else, wait on another person, or type the same information twice, and then ask yourself, would a smart device help with this process? Remember, the goal isn't to use smart devices. The goal is to remove friction. Smart devices are just one tool that can help you remove that friction if they fit in your operation. Because as we've talked today, there are a few absolutes in maintenance. And if you go through that exercise and think, okay, I know I've got friction, but I don't even know where to start. That's exactly why I'm here. Leave me a comment, shoot me an email. I'd be happy to help you think it through. And sometimes all it takes is just another set of eyes. And while you're down in the comments, I've got another question for you. What's the biggest source of friction in your documentation process? Is it paper work orders? Waiting for a computer? Is it too many handoffs? Maybe bad Wi-Fi? Or something completely different? I'd really like to hear about it because there's a pretty good chance your answer becomes a future consulting conversation. Next week, we get a little uncomfortable. We just spent 15 minutes talking about why I love smart devices, and I meant every word. I'm a huge tech nerd. But one of the worst things a consultant can do is to fall in love with their own solution. Consultants shouldn't fall in love with solutions, they should fall in love with solving problems. Sometimes smart devices are exactly the right answer. Sometimes they're absolutely the wrong answer. And next week, we're pulling out our Uno reverse card. Same devices, same CMMS. Completely different conversation. Because the day you stop questioning your own recommendations is the day you should stop being a good consultant. Bring your arguments. I'll bring mine. And I'll see you next week. And if you thought this video was helpful, you're really going to enjoy this video here. I'll see you on the other side. So, Mahomes, Burrow, maybe Allen. I swear, if the Cowboys win a Super Bowl before I win my next fantasy football league, that'll be fantasy football heresy. Remember, I'm Matthew. I'm the sassy guy, where every work order tells a story.